Imagine two people walking into the same store. Both need a washing machine. One person has money saved. The other doesn't. The first person pays the full price and leaves. The second person uses financing because they have no alternative. 3 years later, something surprising happens. The second person has paid almost twice as much for the exact same machine. Same product, different financial reality. This pattern appears everywhere. Housing, transportation, banking, insurance, food, healthcare. Millions of people with the least money often end up paying the highest effective prices. Not because they make worse decisions, but because poverty itself creates additional costs. Economists sometimes call this the poverty penalty, and once you see it, you'll start noticing it everywhere. Most people assume wealth simply means having more money, but wealth also creates options. Options often reduce costs. People with savings can buy in bulk. They could avoid emergency loans. They can wait for discounts. They can choose better insurance plans. They can replace broken items before they become emergencies. People without financial reserves rarely have those advantages. Every unexpected problem becomes urgent. Urgency is expensive. The less flexibility someone has, the more likely they are to accept unfavorable financial terms. And over time, those extra costs accumulate. Human beings are designed to focus on immediate survival. When resources become scarce, attention narrows. Researchers call this scarcity mindset. When someone is worried about next week's rent, they naturally focus on immediate problems. Long-term optimization becomes difficult. This isn't a character flaw, it's a predictable psychological response. Imagine trying to compare investment opportunities while worrying about whether your electricity will be disconnected next week. Most people would focus on the urgent problem first. Scarcity consumes mental bandwidth. And when mental bandwidth is limited, mistakes become more likely. One of the biggest poverty penalties involves borrowing money. People with excellent credit scores often qualify for low interest rates. People with poor credit histories frequently pay much more. Consider two individuals borrowing the same amount. One receives a low interest rate. The other receives a high interest rate. Over time, the second person may pay thousands more despite purchasing exactly the same thing. The price of money itself changes depending on financial circumstances. Housing creates another powerful example. People with financial stability can often qualify for mortgages. Others may be forced to rent indefinitely. Renting isn't inherently bad, but in many markets, long-term renters may spend enormous amounts of money without building ownership. Some households also face additional deposits, application fees, and higher housing-related costs because of limited financial options. Transportation follows a similar pattern. Someone with savings can maintain their vehicle regularly. Someone without savings may postpone repairs. A small repair becomes a large repair. A large repair becomes a breakdown. A breakdown can create missed work, emergency expenses, and additional financial stress. The original problem becomes much more expensive than it would have been initially. Perhaps the most famous example is buying low-quality products. Imagine purchasing a pair of inexpensive shoes that wear out every year. Now imagine buying a high-quality pair that lasts for many years. The cheaper option may require more replacements. Eventually, the person spending less upfront may spend more overall. When money is limited, the lowest immediate cost often becomes the only available option. But the lowest immediate cost is not always the lowest long-term cost. Late fees, overdraft fees, penalty charges, service fees. These costs rarely affect people with large financial cushions, but they can become common for households operating close to financial limits. A single unexpected expense
can trigger multiple additional charges. What begins as one problem can quickly become several.
Notice the pattern. Most poverty penalties are not caused by one large event. They emerge from many small disadvantages interacting with one another. Higher borrowing costs, higher transportation costs, higher housing costs, higher fees, lower flexibility. Each individual cost may appear manageable. Together, they create a system that becomes difficult to escape. This is why poverty is often more complicated than simply earning more income. The issue involves both resources and opportunity. Financial stability changes behavior. People with emergency savings often make decisions differently. They can think longer term. They can negotiate. They can wait. They can reject unfavorable offers. They can focus on optimization instead of survival. This creates a feedback loop. More stability creates better decisions. Better decisions create more stability. The opposite can also occur. Financial pressure can create decisions focused entirely on immediate relief. Those decisions sometimes create future costs. Being poor does not mean paying less. In many cases, it means paying more. More interest, more fees, more penalties, more stress, more expensive solutions to urgent problems. The hidden cost of being broke is not just financial. It is psychological. It affects time, attention, decision-making, and opportunity. Understanding this reality is important because it changes how we think about wealth. Wealth is not merely income. It is flexibility. It is resilience. It is the ability to avoid unnecessary costs before they appear. And perhaps the most important lesson is this: the richest advantage money provides is not the ability to buy more things. It is the ability to avoid paying more for the same things.